Good afternoon. Sorry for the delay in getting our meeting started. I'm County Judge Richard F. Cortez, the chairman of the Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1. On March the 16th of 2020, Governor Greg Abbott granted a request by the Texas Attorney General Kent Paxton to temporarily suspend the limited number of open meeting laws to the extent necessary to allow telephonic or video conference meetings in response to this COVID-19 matter. In accordance with those suspended rules, notice of this meeting of the Board of Directors of Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1 has been posted online for at least 72 hours. Although members of the board are not gathered in a central physical location, we will have a quorum in attendance at this meeting by video conference or telephone call. The board is meeting by the use of Zoom software and telephone transmission, which allows two-way communication for members of the public during the public participation forum. This meeting is being broadcast live online. As we would in any other in-person meeting, members of the public who have followed the instructions of the meeting notice will be permitted to participate in the public forum portion of this agenda. If you would like to participate at a future forum for the public forum portion of the agenda, and you would like to participate in the public forum for future meetings conducted by video conference or telephone call, please follow the instructions on the posted meeting notice. All other meeting procedures will adhere to board adopted procedures to the extent possible. We apologize in advance for any unforeseeable technical difficulties and ask for your patience as we navigate through these unprecedented conditions. The time is now 1:52 and we'll start with a roll call with precinct number 1.
David Fuentes, precinct 1.
Eddie Cantu, precinct 2.
Ali Torres, precinct 4.
I do see Commissioner Flores from precinct 3, Richard Cortez, County Judge, that constitutes a quorum. This is the same. Would you please lead us in prayer?
Yes, sir, Judge. Good afternoon, Judge, Commissioner. Hi. Lord, thank you for another beautiful day with our family and with our work. We ask that you please make this a productive meeting, make us watch over us all, watch over the board as they make decisions that affect the county and the district. We ask that you take care of everyone that is battling illnesses, watch over all our workers for this great county, dear Lord, all this in your name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Did we have anyone sign up for open forum?
No, Judge.
Okay, then we'll go to the approval of the consent agenda.
Yes, sir. Consent agenda, approval of check register, normal operations. We have a utility permit and the approval of investment for the third quarter. Everything's in order.
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Item 5A.
Yes, sir, Judge. Thank you. 5A, requesting approval of an interlocal agreement with the Hidalgo County Regional Mobility Authority as it relates to the State Highway 365 project, subject to legal review. This is just an interlocal that allows us to provide design services, acquisition services for the outfalls on the State Highway 365. We do recommend approval. All this is 100% reimbursable to the district, any work that we perform.
So moved.
Is there a second? We have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next item.
5B, requesting approval to purchase the following listed trucks from Doggett Freightliner of South Texas LLC through the Hidalgo County District Number 1 membership participation with Texas by and by board awarded contracts. One new M2-106 Freightliner 200-gallon fuel truck, 2,000-gallon fuel truck in the amount of $221,768 by board contract number 601-19, procurement reference number ACDD 120-008, and item 2-1 new M2-106 Freightliner 2,000-gallon water truck in the amount of $91,745.31, Texas Smart by contract number 070-A1, procurement reference number ACDD 120-056. This is for the Restore Act project Rainbow Drain Phase 2, known as the Restore Act. We recommend approval.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 3, request approval of budget amendment in the amount of $313,513.31 out of the general fund unreserved fund balance for the purchase of the above mentioned fuel and water truck in preparation of Rainbow Drain Project Phase 2, also known as the Restore Act.
Move for approval?
Second.
We have a motion and second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item C, recommending bid award and approval to issue purchase order to the lowest and most responsible bidder meeting all requirements specifications. Our Works Pipe and Supply LLC for the advertised RFP number ACD 120601007, purchase of one vertical axle pump for Sunflower Drain 2018 bond referendum project number 36 for alternate number 1 in the amount of $229,576.95.
Move for approval?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Item T, thank you. Recommending bid award and approval to issue a purchase order to the lowest and most responsible bidder meeting all requirements specifications for size pump systems for the advertised RFP number ACD 1206110-07, purchase of one vertical axle pump for Jackson Road Drain Phase 1 2018 bond referendum project number 16 for alternate number 1 in the amount of $250,000.
Move for approval? Second.
We have a motion second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion
Just for clarification, Raul, can you tell us what size pumps these are?
These are actually in line with the 70 CFS pumps that we have proposed at the levee, sir, the same size pumps. These are a little different application than the vertical turbines that we've been investing in. They still produce the same amount of volume, but they're designed for lower head, which in these two instances, they work very well. And we're looking at the possibility of doing these to be a little bit easier for us on the maintenance and operation side of the pumping for the system, but they're equivalent to the 70 CFS pumps, sir. To the 36-inch pumps that we've been speccing, sir, and the vertical turbine ones. But these are actually 70 CFS pumps that will move that amount of water. Same amount of water, but their actual flow.
I believe we have a motion to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Item 6A, requesting authority to advertise and approve a competitive seal proposal.
Let the record show that even though commissioners had it on mute.
Aye. Sorry, my
Yes,
computer's not acting up. Sorry.
no problem. Okay, next item.
Yes, sir. 6A, requesting authority to advertise and approve competitive bid sealed proposals, packet requirements, specifications and plans developed by project engineer Half and Associates Inc. for deck foundation of 1 mile 9 north and FM 1015 package 2 2018 bond referendum project number 24 CSP number ACD 120-065-11-18, including the advertisement of the project. The event, no response to received nor rejected, the project is still required.
Move for approval?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
6B, 1, requesting approval supplemental agreement number 1 to professional engineering service contract CACD 119-013-0521 with LNG Consulting Engineers, Inc., DBA LNG Engineers for the project Mission Lateral 2018 bond referendum project 26 to reflect the revised Exhibit D work schedule with an extended termination date of January 24, 2022, subject to legal review and compliance House Bill 1295.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
D2, requesting approval supplemental agreement number 1 to work condition number 1 professional service contract CACD 119-013-0521 with LNG Consulting Engineers, Inc., DBA LNG Engineers for the project Mission Lateral 2018 bond referendum project 26 to reflect a revised period of service to end January 24, 2022, subject to legal review and compliance House Bill 1295.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Thank you. 6C, 1, requesting approval supplemental agreement number 1 to professional engineering service contract CACD 119-04507-01 with South Texas Infrastructure Group, LLC for the project Mile 11 North FM 1015 2018 bond referendum project 22 to reflect the revised Exhibit D work schedule with an extended termination date of July 31st, 2022, subject to legal review and compliance House Bill 1295.
So moved.
Is there a second? Have a
Second.
motion and a second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 2, requesting approval supplemental number 1 to work session number 1 for the professional engineering service contract CCD 119-04507-101, South Texas Infrastructure Group LLC for the project Mile 11 North FM 1015-2018 bond refrigerator project 22 to reflect the revised period of service to end June 31st, 2022, subject to legal review and compliance House Bill 1295.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion
Aye.
carries.
Item D, approval to issue payment on the following items proceeding for review and compliance, contract terms and conditions. Application payment number 4 in the amount of $89,214.70 from Morewell LLC pertaining to construction contract of ACDD 119-002-0109 Farm Account Drain Improvements. G Engineers. Everything's in order.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. Commissioner Cantu, can you take over the meeting for just a minute? I need to go open the door real quick.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Item 7A, requesting authority to advertise and approve a procurement packet A, legal notice specifications, draft contract, et cetera, as attached here 2 for Dow County Drainage number 1, sale and removal of field dirt, South Main Drain 2 between Veterans Road and Road Longoria, RFP number ACDD 1206711 and 18, including the re-advertisement of the project in the event bids are rejected or no bids are received and project still required.
Motion for approval.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
7B, requesting authority to advertise and approve a procurement packet, A, legal notice specifications, et cetera, attached here 2 for Dow County Drainage 1, purchase of precast cover boxes size 10 by 5, Alamo Expressway Drain, Crockett Road Crossing, RFP number ACDD 120681118, including the advertisement of the project in the event bids are rejected or no bids are received and an item is still required.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
8A, requesting approval of closing document parcel 24-3 as it relates to project 24 of 2018 drainage bond program, Mile 9 FM 1015 project. Authority for the chairman of the board to execute documents subject to final legal review.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
8B, requesting approval of closing documents parcel 4 as it relates to the Alamo Expressway Drain Project, and authority for the chairman of the board to execute documents subject to final legal review.
Move for approval. Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
We do have one small item in executive session.
Okay, it's 2:03 at this time. As per Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code, specifically .071, we're going to go into executive session. Is that right, Ivan?
So move.
And
Yeah, it's 071, 072, 071 and 072.
Perfect. So we have a motion and a second to that effect. All in favor say aye.
aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We'll be right back.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, we're back from executive session, and I do believe we do have one action item.
Under 10B, Judge, we're asking for authority to allow legal to proceed as discussed in the closed session.
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. I believe that concludes all our agenda items, but I have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. We're adjourned.
Thank you very much, Judge Commissioner. Have a great day.
Okay.
Well, good afternoon again. Sorry we're running late. So we had some technical problems to start off our drainage district meeting. But I am County Judge Richard F. Cortez. And on March the 16th of 2020, Governor Greg Abbott granted a request by the Texas Attorney General Kent Paxton to temporarily suspend a limited number of open meeting laws to the extent necessary to allow telephonic or video conference meetings in response to this COVID-19 matter. In accordance with those suspended rules, notice of this meeting of the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court has been posted online for at least 72 hours. Although members of the commission are not gathered in a central physical location, we will have a quorum in attendance at this meeting by video conference or telephone call. The commission is meeting by the use of Zoom software and telephone transmission, which allows two-way communications for members of the public during the public participation forum. The meeting is being broadcast live and online. As we would in any other in-person meeting, members of the public who have followed the instructions on the meeting notice will be permitted to participate in the public forum portion of this agenda. If you would like to participate in the public forum at a future meeting conducted by video conference or telephone call, please follow the instructions on the posted meeting notice. All other meeting procedures will adhere to the board adopted procedures to the extent possible. Again, we apologize in advance for any unforeseeable technical difficulties and ask for your patience as we navigate through this unprecedented conditions. The time is now 2:29, and we will begin with a roll call with precinct number 1.
Good afternoon, David Fuentes, Precinct 1.
Eddie Cantu, Precinct 2.
Ellie Torres, Precinct 4.
And this is Richard Cortez, County Judge, that constitutes a quorum. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Today, we're being led in our prayer by our District Attorney, the Honorable Ricardo Rodriguez.
Good afternoon, Judge, Commissioners, Counselor, and also Mr. Guerra, and to the citizens of Hidalgo County. If we may proceed, dear Lord, listen to our prayer as we ask for your aid during this trying time. We ask you, Lord, to strengthen and encourage all those who have been affected by this virus. Please watch over those who mourn their loved ones and be with those battling through COVID-19. Please inspire vigilance and patience in our community leaders, health care professionals, educators, business, and families as we do our best to continue serving our neighbors. We ask for your protection and for your guidance so that we may all come together to prosper and eradicate this disease that has caused hardship on many. Lord, we also ask that you grant us your knowledge to make the best decisions for all our county residents. In your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
We have the approval of the consent agenda next.
Yes, Judge, Commissioners, with your permission, I'd like to pull from consent agenda item 11K.
Move to approve without 11K.
Second.
Okay, I was looking at another one. We have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda without item 11A.
K.
All in favor, please. I'm sorry?
K, 11K.
Oh, I'm sorry, 11A. I apologize.
No, Judge, K. K is in kangaroo.
K, I still didn't get it right. Okay, I'm sorry. 11K. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge. Commissioners, for the record, consent agenda item 11K, there is no action to be taken this week. No action.
Okay. Do we have anybody signed up for open forum?
Mr. Gutierrez.
Yes, sir. We have Jesus Mendoza first.
Okay.
Let me bring him in the meeting.
Good morning or good afternoon, Mr. Mendoza.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Can you hear me okay, Mr. Valde?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. Mr. Mendoza, there is a 3-minute time limit. I will advise when there is 1 minute, and I will start when you start, sir.
Thank you, sir. I have been homebound for more than 7 years with a life-threatening electrosensitivity EHS. My brain, heart, and skin are extremely sensitive even to low levels of wireless radiation. Every day is a different torture. This is this is a horrible way to die. Evidence on the federal record proves that my EHS was caused by a retaliatory radiation surveillance, which uses microwaves and other harmful directed radiation. My EHS has been recognized by federal and state agencies and by courts as a physical medical condition and as a disability. It is estimated children, teachers, doctors, attorneys, and even a director of the World Health Organization are suffering from EHS. Despite that EHS is reaching pandemic proportions, most doctors are in the dark or in denial of the harm caused by microwave radiation. See wearetheevidence.org. On November 2016, the Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton admitted in open court that because of my life-threatening EHS, incarceration is for me a death sentence, and then in response to counter lawsuits, and by default, Paxton admitted that he attempted to enforce by incarceration fraudulent support orders to conceal with my murder the collusion of the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, with the Hidalgo County Criminal District Attorney Ricardo Rodriguez and others to conceal that a massive medical malpractice and a massive Medicaid and Medicare fraud are in use to conceal that the microwave radiation in school is maiming and torturing to dead children, teachers, and other defenseless and unsuspecting victims. Furthermore, evidence on the record proves the collusion of Abbott and Rodriguez with federal and state agents and prosecutors and with members of the judiciary on other acts of domestic terrorism, including attempts to conceal that government-sponsored bullying is provoking children, the disabled, and others to commit mass shootings and other acts of terrorism to justify and the fabricated excuses of national security, the massive and harmful directed radiation
1 minute.
to schools, or the workplace, and even of homes, to conceal that under fabricated excuses of national security, government-sponsored bullying and harmful directed radiation surveillance are used to maim and torture to death those who denounce government atrocities and other innocent, defenseless, and suspecting victims, and even on the privacy of their homes, as detailed by the petition to impeach 3 federal judges, by the relevant evidence to the Crucius case, and by the criminal complaint of domestic terrorism against Abbott and Rodriguez submitted to federal authorities and posted on the case law section of wirelesswatchblog.org. Sharing this information with parents, teachers, doctors, attorneys, and judges and legislators can save millions of lives. Thank you very much, Judge and Commissioners.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Gutierrez, do we have any other participants?
Yes, sir. We have Ms. Fern McClarity.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, Ms. McClarity. There is a 3-minute time limit, and I will advise when there is 1 minute, and I will start when you start, ma'am.
Commissioners, it seems the owls have struck a nerve with the public comments made each week. The public can no longer use the vacant county commissioner's courtroom because it's being used for other purposes. My question is, when are you coming back to work into the commissioner's court, which is empty again today? Your use of the pandemic as a way of insulating yourself from public review will backfire. The public view of the virus is simple. Trump sent the people stimulus checks while our elected officials increase property taxes and implement shelter-in-place orders. A review of the CARE Act guidelines makes it clear that funding could have been used to be given to the small businesses as grants, and that would have helped impact the shelter-in-place order created by the county and other governments. Such direct funds to the job creators could have reduced the severity of the lockdown and helped the people that are unemployed. Instead, the county and most of the local government decided to purchase buildings, employ more staff, even buy many more of the vehicles. These actions during the pandemic show a lack of understanding concerning the impact of the virus on the people, or is it that you just don't care? The people were ordered to shelter in place and not to work while the county kept spending. This county needs to be as direct about ending this shelter in place order as it was to order the closure of businesses. The federal subsidy to local government, hospitals, medical facilities is far exceeded by the economic harm that has continued to occur. Our international bridges are closed, and the winter Texans will not go to a virus hotspot. And the most ironic fact is that we all know that the numbers are fake. More people die from smoking and car wrecks, heart attacks, than die from this virus. And those that are contracting the virus have more than 95% chance of survival. If you're under 70, it's 99.6. As of Monday of this week, there were only 5 deaths. All had underlying condition. Instead of telling the people to use their judgment in the viewing of their circumstances, the members of this court are hiding in their offices and telling people to stay home. Your inability to look at the facts and make decisions is why the people are turning away. We have recently had a Trump train rally in McAllen that is going wild by hundreds of cars. And also, I would like to know, I'm asking a question to our county judge, what is going on in the auditor's department? I'm getting several phone calls from there, so I hope that you'll check into that. And again, we're out here in this noisy atrium, which I know y'all don't really care, but we do pay for this building. There's no one in that room. It is empty. And you stick us out here with all this noise. I want to thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Gutierrez, do we have any other participants?
No, sir, that was it.
Thank you, sir.
Do we have any proclamations or anything that we need to move up? I didn't see any.
I do not believe so, Judge.
Okay, then we'll go to item 6A.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Judge Rosalinda Cantu presenting for the District Attorney's Office. Item 6A, the DA Domestic Violence Specialty Prosecutor Grant, Fund 1281. We're asking for approval to accept the Hidalgo County Domestic Violence Specialty Prosecutor Grant from the Office of the Governor in the amount of $79,230.98, effective September 1st, 2020 through August 31st, 2021. We are also asking for approval of certification of revenues as certified by the County Auditor for fiscal year 2020, Hidalgo County Domestic Violence Specialty Prosecutor Grant, and appropriation of the same.
Move to approve 6A, 1 and 2.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Item 6B, DA Domestic Violence Unit Grant, Fund 1281. We're
Okay.
asking for,
I'm sorry, before we go any further, is Commissioner Flores in yet or not? Because are you all keeping track of who's voting and who's not voting? Is Commissioner Flores in?
Not yet, Judge.
Okay, well, whoever's keeping minutes, make sure that he's not counted as having voted.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm
item,
sorry, please continue.
item 6B, DA Domestic Violence Unit Grant, Fund 1281. We're asking for approval to accept grant award for the fiscal year 2019 Domestic Violence Unit Grant from the Office of the Governor in the amount of $85,686.95, effective 10/1/2020 through 09/30/2021. We're also asking for approval of certification of revenues as certified by the County Auditor for the fiscal year 2019 Domestic Violence Unit Grant in the amount of $85,686.95 and the appropriation of the same.
Motion to approve 6B, 1 and 2.
Second.
A motion second. Commissioner Flores is with us. He just wasn't on camera. We have a motion second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Motion carries.
May I proceed to the HIDA section?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Item 7A, we're asking for authorization and approval to accept the memorandum of understanding between the Hidalgo County Criminal District Attorney's Office HIDA Task Force and Hidalgo County Constable Precinct 1.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 7B, HIDA Chapter 59, Fund 1251. We're asking for approval and authorization of inter-fund transfer from Hidalgo County HIDA Task Force Chapter 59, Fund 1251 to the Constable Precinct 1, Chapter 59, Fund 1233, and the Constable 3, Chapter 59, Fund 1230, and the Constable Precinct 4, Chapter 59, Fund 1231 in the amount of $10,000 each, respectively.
Move for approval.
Second.
Second.
We have a motion second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioners, Judge.
Thank you very much. Sheriff's Department, 8A.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners.
The Sheriff's Office is requesting authorization for the approval to accept grant award of the Office of the Governor, Homeland Security Division in relations to fiscal year 2019 Operation Stone Garden Grant in the amount of $1,601,250,000 with authority for county judge as authorized official to accept the award electronically. And 2, authorization to pay overtime reimbursable under the grant terms and conditions. And 3, approval of certification of revenues and certified by the county auditors for the 2019 Operation Stone Garden Grant in the amount of $1,602,50,000.
Motion to approve 8A, 1, 2, and 3.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
8B, Sheriff's Office Local Border Security Program, LBSP, authorization and approval to accept grant award from the Office of Governor of Homeland Security Grants Division in relations to the fiscal year 2021 Local Border Security Program in the amount of $233,000 with the authority of the county judge to authorize official to accept the award electronically. 2, authorization to pay overtime reimbursable under the grant terms and conditions. And 3, approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditors fiscal year 2021 Local Border Security Program in the amount of $233,000.
Motion to approve 8B, 1, 2, and 3.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. Item 9A, Constable Precinct 1.
Judge, Commissioners, for Constable Precinct 1, I got a message they're having some difficulties trying to log on. So if I may, for Constable Precinct 1, this is for their Operation Stone Garden Grant, OPSG 1284, Fund 1284. We're asking authorization approval to accept grant award from the Office of the Governor of Homeland Security Grants Division in relation to the fiscal year 2019, July 1st, 2020 through February 28th, 2021, Operation Stone Garden Grant in the amount of $100,000 with authority for the county judge as authorized official to accept the award electronically, as well as authorization to pay overtime reimbursable under the grant terms and conditions, and approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor for fiscal year 2019 Operation Stone Garden Grant in the amount of $100,000 and appropriation of same.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
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 Carries.
And if I may continue for Constable Precinct 1, Constable Avia, it's their LBSP fiscal year 2021 Fund 1284, authorization approval to accept grant award in relation to the fiscal year 2021 Local Border Security Program in the amount of $35,000 from the Office of Governor Homeland Security Grants Division for the period of September 1st, 2020 to August 31st, 2021 with authority for the county judge as authorized official to accept award electronically and authorization to pay overtime reimbursable under the grant terms and conditions, as well as approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor for fiscal year 2021 Local Border Security Program grant in the amount of $35,000 and appropriation of same.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Judge, Commissioners, if I may, I will also be presenting for Constable Precinct 2, Constable Precinct 2, and this is their Local Border Security Program, Fund 1284. It's authorization approval to accept grant award from the Office of Governor Homeland Security Grant Division in relation to fiscal year 2021, September 1st, 2020 through August 31st, 2021, Local Border Security Program grant in the amount of $35,000 with authority for county judge as authorized official to accept award electronically. They're also asking authorization to pay overtime reimbursable under the grant terms and conditions and approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor for fiscal year 2021 Local Border Security Program in the amount of $35,000 and appropriation of same.
Move for
Motion
approval.
to approve.
Again.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Now we go on to their Constable Precinct 2 Operation Stone Garden Grant, which is their OPSG Fund 1284, authorization approval to accept grant award from the Office of Governor of Homeland Security Grant Division, relation to the fiscal year 2019, July 1st, 2020 through February 28th, 2021, Operation Stone Garden Grant in the amount of $100,000, with authority for county judge as authorized official to accept award electronically, and authorization to pay overtime reimbursable under the grant terms and conditions, as well as approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor for fiscal year 2019 Operation Stone Garden Grant in the amount of $100,000 and appropriation of same.
Move for approval.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. (11A), Constable Precinct 3.
Judge, Commissioners, I will, with the court's permission, I will present for Constable Precinct 3, Constable Gallardo. Constable Gallardo is asking under Operation Stone Garden Grant, OPSG 1284, Fund 1284, authorization approval to accept grant award from the Office of Governor, Homeland Security Grants Division in relation to fiscal year 2019, July 1st, 2020 through February 28th, 2021, Operation Stone Garden Grant in the amount of $110,000 with authority for county judge as authorized official to accept award electronically, as well as authorization to pay overtime reimbursable under the grant terms and conditions, and approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor for fiscal year 2019 Operation Stone Garden Grant, OPSG in the amount of $110,000 and appropriation of same.
Move for approval.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Judge, Commissioners, if I may continue for Constable Gallardo, under their Local Border Security Program, Fund 1284, authorization approval to accept grant award fiscal year 2021, September 1st, 2020 through August 31st, 2021, Local Border Security Program in the amount of $95,000 with authority for the county judge as authorized official to accept the award electronically, and authorization to pay overtime reimbursable under the grant terms and conditions, and approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor for fiscal year 2021 Local Border Security Program, which is their LBSP, in the amount of $95,000 and appropriation of same.
Move for approval.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Carries.
Judge, Commissioners, with your permission, I will also be presenting for Constable Precinct 4, Constable Gaitan. This is for his Local Border Security Program, Fund 1284, authorization and approval to accept grant award from the Office of Governor, Homeland Security Grants Division in relation to fiscal year 2021, September 1st, 2020 through August 31st, 2021, Local Border Security Program, grant in the amount of $73,000 with authority for county judge as authorized official to accept award electronically, and authorization to pay overtime reimbursable under the grant terms and conditions, and approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor for fiscal year 2021 Local Border Security Program, their LBSP, in the amount of $73,000 and appropriation of same.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
If I may continue for Constable Gaitan for their Operation Stone Garden Grant, OPSG, Fund 1284, authorization approval to accept grant award from the Office of Governor, Homeland Security Grants Division in relation to fiscal year 2019, July 1st, 2020 through February 28th, 2021, Operation Stone Garden Grant in the amount of $110,000 with authority for county judge as authorized official to accept award electronically, and authorization to pay overtime reimbursable under the grant terms and conditions, and approval of certification of revenue as certified by the county auditor for fiscal year 2019 Operation Stone Garden Grant, their OPSG, in the amount of $110,000 and appropriation of same.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Judge, Commissioners, for Constable Precinct 5, with your permission, I will present for them as well. Constable Marichalar, Discussion, consideration, approval to appoint Efrain Barrientos and Victor Garcia as deputy constables by Constable Daniel Marichelar, Constable Precinct 5, in accordance with Texas Local Government Code Section 86.011.
Move for approval.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge Commissioners.
Item 14A, Mr. Silverio.
Can you hear me? Judge Commissioner, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Good afternoon, Judge Commissioners. Raul Silverio, Human Resources. Item 14A, Judge Commissioners, I need a waiver only on item 3, the budget amendment policy for budget-related amendments, please. 14A3.
So move.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
The item 1 and 2 relates to reclassifications, and we don't have any, so we don't need a waiver on items 1 and 2. But going on to item B, 14B, for the Health Department, they're asking approval of the following personnel actions effective next full pay period. The department is asking to delete 4 COVID-19 analyst 1 positions and a clerk 1. They don't need these positions any longer. They needed a different type of positions, and they'll be addressing those later. So all they're asking is that we delete those positions.
So move.
We recommend approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Item 14C is for Precinct 4, 2 programs, parks and sanitation. The precinct is asking approval of the following personnel action effective next full pay period. The precinct is doing some consolidation of functions and duties. They are asking to delete 2 vacant supervisor position. One are vacant and 1 is filled, but they're going to create a supervisor 3. They're asking to delete slots 001, supervisor 2, and slot 0027, supervisor 2 also. One is a supervisor for the Parks Division, and the other one is a supervisor for the Sanitation Division. In lieu of those 2 positions, the precinct is asking to create a split funded position, supervisor 3, to supervise those 2 divisions. So in a sense, we're going to have 1 supervisor 3 doing what was being done by 2 supervisor 2s. At a cost of $51,000 instead of a cost of $87,000. So we recommend approval to delete the 2 supervisors, create a supervisor 3. And in addition to that, they're asking to delete a clerk 3, slot 003, and to create an administrative assistant 2 at a grade 6.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
And 2, the second item on that agenda item is approval to waive the posting, hiring, and enrollment procedures and transfer employee number 208400 to supervisor 3 at the listed slot pursuant to section 349 of the Civil Service Commission rules effective 11/9/2020. Recommend
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
That's all I have. Thank you very much, Judge and Commissioners.
Thank you, Mr. Silverio. We have Mr. Avila next, 15A.
Good afternoon, Judge, Commissioners. For item 15A, 1, requesting exception from competitive bidding requirements under the Texas Local Government Code 262.024A4 for professional engineering services. For 15A2, presentation of the scoring grid for purposes of ranking by Commissioners Court of at least 3 engineering firms from the county's approved pool as graded and evaluated by the City of La Villa, Irving County Program, and Hidalgo County Purchasing Department in connection with the funded and funded through the Hidalgo County Irving County Program 33 2020 La Villa Street Improvements Project Funds. If I could read them as ranked, Half and Associates at 91.67%, S&B Infrastructure 86.33%, Fulcrum Consulting Services at 83.33%.
Move for approval.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
For 15A3, authority to negotiate a professional engineering services contract with the number one ranked firm of Half Associates for the provision of engineering services for an Urban County program year 2020 La Villa Street Improvements Project.
So move.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
For item 15B1, requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements under the Texas Local Government Code 262.024A4 for professional engineering services.
So move.
Do we have a motion?
Second.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
For item 15B2, presentation of the scoring grid for purposes of ranking by Commissioner's Court of at least 3 engineering firms from the county's approved pool as graded and evaluated by the City of Edcouch, Urban County Program, and the Hidalgo County Purchasing Department in connection and funded through Hidalgo County Urban County's Program Year 2020 Edcouch Street Improvements Project. If I could go ahead and read them as ranked as CSJ Group with a 91%, Land Tech 76.67%, and BTI Inc. at 74%.
Move for
Motion to
approval.
approve. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
And for 15B3, authority to negotiate a professional engineering service contract with the number one ranked firm of CSJ Group for the provision of engineering service for an Urban County Program Year 2020 Edcouch Street Improvements Project.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. Thank you very much, Mr. Avila.
Thank you, Judge, Commissioners.
Mr. Olivares.
Good afternoon, Judge, Commissioners. This is Eddie Olivares, Hidalgo County Health and Human Services. Got a few items today. Item 16A, discussion and consideration and approval to draw down funds for the Uniform Hospital Rate Increase Program in the amount to be determined by the Health and Human Services Commission. Instructions from the Local Provider Participation Fund, LPPF, with a text net transfer date of November 5th, 2020, and a settlement date of November 6th. The amount is being determined, sir, by the service delivery area partners and the state. That has yet to come to us from the state. But once that comes in, we'll coordinate with the auditor's office and budget office. There is no impact to general funds, sir. This is strictly from the hospital funding, sir.
May I have a motion to approve, please?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Approval of certification. Next item is approval of certification of revenue as certified by the county auditor from the Local Provider Participation Fund and the amount to be determined by Health and Human Services Commission and the Service Delivery Area Partner, sir.
Approval.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item C is approval of appropriations of the funds from the Local Participation Provider Fund or Local Provider Participation Fund in the amount to be determined by Health and Human Services Commission and the Service Delivery Area Partner, sir.
Move for approval. Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Thank you very much and have a blessed day, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Olivares. Ms. Flores, Head Start program.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. We have one item. We have a discussion and approval to re-budget funds for fiscal year 2020 from the salary category to the equipment category. The plan is to purchase 4 vans to replace 4 that are in very bad condition. One of them caught on fire while it was in use. Nobody was injured, but we
Thank
do
God.
have, yes. Anyway, the ones to be replaced are very old. We have a 2002, a 2003, 2003, a 2004. The lowest mileage on one is 142,000. The highest is 199,000. So we are asking permission to transfer these funds. We will go through the buy board and so be able to use the co-op to be able to do that at a cost of $24,080 per. These are cargo vans for our maintenance department. And so we're requesting permission to submit the budget approval since it moves funds from one category to another.
Motion to
Teresa,
approve. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I could add just a quick question. As far as the reclassification of salaries, is that teachers in the classroom or is that support personnel?
No. These are leftover funds from vacant positions that have occurred through the year. It is not, and it is a one-time cost. So between now and December, funds are available that have become available because we have not had positions filled. And so, yeah, that's it. No, it's not, we would never go out there and try to replace or cut somebody out of a job. No. Okay.
I'll second that.
Yes.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you very much, Mr. Clerk.
Thank you very much and have a great evening.
Ms. Ramon.
Yes, I'm right here. Good afternoon, Judge and Commissioners. Yvonne Ramon with the Elections Department. Number one, discussion on election updates. I sent everyone, if you haven't had a chance to review or look at your email, I sent you the stats as of yesterday, the 26th, and it was voter turnout by age. Very interesting. Through yesterday, October 26th, we had at that point up to 133,797 unofficial totals of personal appearance, which means people that actually went to the poll locations to vote. And if you did get a chance to look at it, you will see that the 65 and older had the highest percentage of voter turnout at 19.09%. They were the number one vote getters, but I don't want anyone to get too excited with the numbers because out of 70,386 registered voters in this age group, we have had, as of yesterday, 25,543 vote. Now, there could be some voters who decided to vote by ballot by mail. We do have over 19,700 applications that will be reviewed. We've had 14,000 returned, and so there's still about 5,600 ballots that have not been returned. So that category could have definitely applications for ballot by mail. The number two highest percentage were the 40 to 49 with 18.57%. So out of 65,820 registered voters from that category, up through yesterday, we had 24,847. So you can look at this list and go category by category. And in the end, you will see that we still have over 200,000 people that need to get out to vote. So I am encouraging each and every one of you, anyone who's listening, to pick up that phone, to take that elderly person to the polls. Remember, if they aren't able to go into the poll location, we do have curbside available. Encourage everyone to call 10 more people and each call 10 more people because I was looking at the state stats as of yesterday, and out of the top 15 counties as far as numbers of registered voters, we are actually number 10 and we are number 13 in voter turnout. So we've got a long ways to go. We still have early vote the rest of today until 7, all of Thursday, all of Friday from 7 to 7. And then election day is upon us, 7 to 7, 74 locations. Keep in mind that you do not have to go to one location. You can go to any of the 74. Your ballot will be there. I still have a hard time convincing people that they don't have to travel. Their nearest location, 74 locations, your ballot will be there. We've got actually 3 new locations that I would like to encourage people to go to the Bert Ogden Arena. We're working hard at setting up good location, good social distancing, lots of room to hold the 200,000 people that are going to get out there to vote. Keep in mind that we also have the San Juan Library and we have the WIC Clinic. We are not using the Sullivan Fire Station, so please, voters out in that area, head out to the Sullivan WIC Clinic. Keep in mind that there is no straight ticket voting, which that's why we encourage everyone to look at your sample ballot. Go to our website, pull your sample ballot, review your ballot before you head out to the polls, because there is no straight ticket voting, no more just filling in one little bubble. You have to go race by race by race. The sample ballot you are able to print in yellow paper, you are able to mark it, and you can take it to the polls with you. No second guessing. We have 24 city, school, water irrigation, South Texas College. Do you know what's on your ballot? It's time to review your ballot so that you're quickly in and out and helping the entire process by being prepared. Also remember that if you find yourself with your ballot in hand, you can drop it off at the main office, and at the main office only. We are located at 213 South Closner Boulevard. We have signs to direct you to go to the back parking lot. You call the number on the sign and someone will come to your car and they will process you. So again, if you feel that you still haven't mailed your ballot and you don't feel it's going to get here by Tuesday, November 3rd, then go ahead and drop it off. You're able to do so. Can't send anyone else to do it for you. You've got to come only yourself. So the last thing I'd like to let everyone know is to share our social media, get everyone going and up to date, and share our links so that the community of Hidalgo County, not just our voters, but also our residents, are informed. And we've got a lot of great calls, people having their doubts and you know, so many rumors going around. So I thank each and every one of you that does take the time to call me and does take the time to find out, because it takes all of us to dispel what is misinformation. And so thank you all for that. Anyone with any questions or comments on the stats? Took me a long time to get it ready, so I hope you at least look at it, because it is very important information. Okay, then we'll go on. Number 2, approval of the November 2020 general election service contracts between Hidalgo County and the following entities for their elections to be held on November 3rd, 2020. These are the last 2 contracts. We've got Ed Couch Elsa Independent School District and South Texas Independent School District.
For approval.
Yeah. I have a motion and second to approve. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Number 3, discussion, consideration, and approval of the Central Counting Station personnel for the November 3rd, 2020 presidential general election. We are, or the parties and they are recommending presiding judge recommendation. And again, you did get 2 lists. This is simply a recommendation for Mr. Patrick Aronini. Manager recommendation is Mr. Cruz Quintana Jr. Tabulation supervisor is Ms. Melissa Alvarez. Tabulation assistant supervisor is Mr. Josue Martinez. And I have an item correction on this last bullet. By the time we were deadline to submit to the agenda, we received additional names on the list, so I will read it corrected. It says, recommendation for Central Counting Station clerks. It will be 15 Democrats and 15 Republicans, with the approval of 7 Republican alternates and 8 Democrat alternates. That's the correction there. Any questions? And we do require a vote.
Who's making the recommendations on the judge and manager and other supervisors?
Of course.
Who makes the recommendation?
Oh, who makes the recommendation?
Yes.
The parties do. The parties do, because it is their recommended list that you are seeing. These are appointed by the parties and then voted in by the County Commissioners Court.
So the parties make the recommendation, and then we make the approval here, but it's the party's recommendation on the workers, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it is. It comes from them.
And as I remember, the presiding judge was, I think the Democrats had the first choice, followed by the Republicans, who would be the manager.
That's correct, sir.
And probably next time they'll switch. Is that correct?
No, sir. It's based on the last gubernatorial race, and in Hidalgo County, the Democrats were the top vote getter. So every time that the governor runs, that's what the stats are that you look at in order to determine who will be judge and who will be alternate judge, and in this case, the manager of the central count, which serves as an alternate in a sense.
So that's the ranking order, but it's appointed by the parties, or they're appointed by the parties.
Yes, sir.
Any further discussion?
Make a motion to approve.
Yeah.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ramon.
Yes, sir.
Good luck next week.
Thank you.
Item 19A.
Good afternoon, Judge and Commissioners. TJ Arredondo with the Planning Department. First three items are up for preliminary approval. First item is Crane Subdivision in Precinct 4, a one single-family lot subdivision. Polanco Estate Subdivision in Precinct 1 is a 66-family single-family lot subdivision and a 16 commercial lot subdivision. And Las Comadres number 8 subdivision in Precinct 3 is a 98 single-family lot subdivision. And we're recommending preliminary approval for all three.
For approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries.
The next 5 items are up for final approval. I'll read them all out for the record again. First item is one commercial lot DLG acre subdivision in Precinct 4, a one commercial lot subdivision. Next item is Lot 6A replat of Lot 6 Ellis number 6 subdivision in Precinct 3, a one single family lot subdivision. Next item is Lot 6 Las Comadres Acres Phase 3 subdivision in Precinct 3, a one single family lot subdivision. Next item, Citrus Village number 2 subdivision in Precinct 4 is a 48 single family lot subdivision. And finally, Eduardo's subdivision number 18 in Precinct 3 is a 76 single family lot subdivision. And we're recommending final approval for all 5.
Motion to approve?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
The last item is a final approval with a financial guarantee. San Lucio subdivision number 4 in Precinct 1 is a 68 single family lot subdivision. And they are requesting a final approval with a cash deposit in the amount of $102,000 for 68 septic tank systems. And we're recommending approval.
Motion to approve?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Arredondo. Precinct 3, Commissioner Flores.
Good afternoon, Judge, Commissioners. Item 28, requesting approval to accept the counteroffer to purchase a tract of land known as Parcel 36 A and B associated with Liberty Road Phase 2 from Mile 3 to FM 2221 with the authority for the county judge to sign the administrative evaluation and approval form.
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Item 20B, Text Dot Precinct 3 FM 676 project from SH 107 to Taylor Road. Number 1, approval of the agreement for right-of-way procurement and to contribute right-of-way funds being a fixed price between Hidalgo County Precinct 3 and Texas Department of Transportation for FM 676, Mile 5 from SH 107 to Taylor Road, and approval of order authorizing the county judge to sign the agreement for said project.
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 2, approval to issue check payable to Texas Department of Transportation Trust Fund in the amount of $117,998.09 for the county's participation right-of-way acquisition and utility adjustment for Hidalgo County Precinct 3 FM 676 road project with the authority for the county treasurer to issue check after review, audit, and processing procedures are completed by the county auditor.
Approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Item 21, precinct 4, Commissioner Torres.
Yes, item 21A, UT Health Science Center grant, SNAP Ed 1100, approval to continue the payment of salaries for 2 Hidalgo County health workers currently being paid by the UT Health Science Center, grant pending an award for the 2021 fiscal year grant.
Move approval. Second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Commissioner, thank you for putting that on for us. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, Judge, Commissioner. Sergio Cruz, Department of Budget and Management. Item 22A, discussion, consideration, and action to approve the amendment to the master agreement between Hidalgo County and People Fund to include modifications as listed on Exhibit A. We're requesting approval subject to legal review.
Are we ready to take that now, or are we going to take that to executive session, Sergio? And
However the
really
court
don't.
wants.
I'm sorry?
Basically, it's the amendment is to increase the amount of the award for the businesses that have been closed for 3 or more months. If the court wants to discuss that in executive, we can certainly bring it back.
I think the only concern was I just talked to Victor about it, but I don't know if everybody was aware on that self-certification that it wasn't going to be allowed. Is that a done deal? Is that 100%? Because that's a big deal.
That was one of the recommended changes to the records that we need to have in place on the amendment, was to allow for self-certification, and the updated Treasury guidance doesn't allow us to solely rely on those certifications. So my recommendation was that we go back to what we had previously.
What is, and I'm not questioning you. I know you know what you're talking about, Josie, but our concern is for the businesses, and we're trying to make sure they get their money. So if you can help us understand that.
Sure. So what the Treasury guidance came out and said was that we could not solely rely on their self-certification provided to the SBA. We had to have some sort of proof. And I think the previous documents that we were requiring satisfied that. Maybe tax statements, something else that we've got. And I don't know if Sergio may be able to better explain or give some other examples, but we
I requested copies of financial statements,
right,
of returns. I'm not exactly sure, other than payroll reports. I don't think there'll be any other report that'll show that they were actually closed for 3 months. I know this is a topic that the GFOA is discussing and having our liaisons there in Washington to try to get with the Treasury on that, because there's really no way to prove something that like the closure, it's very difficult on some of those things.
How about a checking account, like a statement from June 2020 and a statement from June, or I don't know, June 2019? I mean, is that gonna work? And you see less revenues coming in?
I think that would go along with the financial statements that we had as part of the requirements.
But the problem with financial statement, I have financial statements, but I don't think everybody does. I mean, some people do stuff by hand, by ledger. And ledgers, anybody can write a ledger. So if they write out a ledger, wouldn't that be the same as self-certification?
What is the dilemma that we're in?
Yeah, what does the frequently asked question say exactly, if you have it in front of you?
Yeah. So let me show you. This is the portion of it. The relevant part is that in determining businesses' eligibility, the recipient should not rely on self-certifications provided to the SBA. And then it goes on to say, the prime recipient is responsible for determining the level and detail of documentation needed from the subrecipient or small business assistance recipient to show that some proof that the small business was impacted by the public health emergency and was thus eligible for the CARES Act funds.
Have you all inquired into?
You know what I would do? You know what I would do is if I was them, I would attach the order, the judge's order. I would attach it and submit it. If that order obviously, affected their business.
Right, and this guidance was basically updated last week, so that's kind of what changed everything for us.
Correct.
And Ms. Ramirez,
have you all reached out?
Could we continue this in executive session? There's some other things I think we can inform the court about that would require legal counsel.
Okay, I'll bring this item back again after executive, Judge. Item 22A. Moving over to item 22B, authorization to submit the EDC program application and affidavit for the FM 2220 road project CSJ 209401063 with authority for the county judge to sign all the required documentation.
Move for approval.
Second.
Have a motion second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Item 22C, discussion, consideration and action to approve the ratification of necessary CARES Act relief fund expenditures that's listed on Exhibit A, totaling $170,012.63 to cover costs not accounted for in the current budget and cannot be lawfully funded by line item allotment or allocation in connection with the ongoing COVID-19 public health emergency. The court, having reviewed the agenda item briefing, herein finds that such expenditures are reasonable and necessary for the intended use.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Item 22D is approval of salary schedule changes as listed on the agenda for the WIC department in accordance with the Hidalgo County Classification and Compensation Pay Plan effective 10/26/2020 and for fiscal year 2021. Recommend approval.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Item 22E, requesting approval to submit the fiscal year 2021 Hidalgo County Formula Grant Program application and approval for the county just to sign the county resolution for the Indigent Defense Grant.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Finally, item 22F is approval of change in funding source as listed on Exhibit A and for calendar year, fiscal year 2021 for the DA's check fraud, Chapter 59, and the regular DA budget.
Move for approval.
Second.
A motion and second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge Commissioners.
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Ms. Alazar.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, Judge Commissioners. Item 23A1, approval to exercise the one-year option to renew and extend with the Casa Law Firm, PLLC, for the provision of legal services.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item A2A, discussion, consideration, and action to approve a necessary CARES Act relief fund expenditure to cover costs not accounted for in the current budget, cannot be lawfully funded by line item allotment or allocation. The purchase of 2 ADA mobile restrooms in order to assist frontline workers during the COVID-19 pandemic with lavatories and off-grid locations, in order to assist with public health expenses addressing the ongoing public health emergency. The court, having reviewed the agenda item briefing attached herein, finds that such expenditure is reasonable and necessary for the intended use.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item B is requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements, Texas Local Government Code 262-024A1 and 2 as posted on the agenda.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Or more? Motion carries.
Item C is requesting authority to purchase 1 ADA mobile restroom from Ready to Go Restroom Trailers Sales LLC with a cost of $52,500 and one ADA mobile restroom from Portable Restroom Trailers with a cost of $59,895, subject to receipt of any additional information if required.
Move for approval?
Second.
Have a motion second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item B1A, discussion consideration.
Ms. Salazar.
Sure.
B1, A, B, and C, we'll take up after closed session, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Moving on to item C, precinct 4. 1, requesting approval of a contract for professional engineering services for the bus shelter for precinct 4 with RO Engineering P LLC, contract number as posted on the agenda.
Move for approval?
Second.
Have a motion second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item C2, requesting approval to purchase parks and recreation equipment and field lighting products and installation for 1 softball field and 1 baseball field through Byboard Co-op Contract 592-19. Musco Lighting LLC is the awarded vendor, a total of $300,000.
Move for approval?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item D, IT Department. A, requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements 262-024A4, a professional service.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item B is acceptance and approval of a professional services agreement with Charles Graham for the provision of maintenance and support services for the Hidalgo County IT Department, including all required and statutory submissions, effective 1/1/21 through 12/31/21, for an initial 1-year term with the county's option to renew and extend for additional year.
So moved.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Have a motion second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Item E1A is requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements, Texas Local Government Code 262-024A1 and 2 is posted on the agenda.
So moved.
Second?
Have a motion second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Item E1B is approval of the memorandum of agreement or understanding with Curative Incorporated to secure free COVID oral swab testing for the general public as it relates to the provision of additional COVID testing programs to individuals and families of the county that have been directly or indirectly impacted by COVID-19 public health emergency. This serves as a public purpose for health, safety, and well-being of the residents of the county.
Move for approval?
Second.
Have a motion second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Carries.
Item F for tax office, 1A, discussion, consideration, and action to approve necessary CARES Act relief and expenditures to cover costs not accounted for in the current budget and cannot be lawfully funded by line item allotment or allocation for the purchase of additional 2-way electronic communicators for the new Westlaco office as a function of government and of the county's efforts in mitigating the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. The court, having reviewed the agenda item briefing, herein finds that such expenditure is reasonable and necessary for the intended use.
Move for approval?
Second.
A motion second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Item B is requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements, Texas Local Government Code 262-24A1 and 2 is posted herein.
So move.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item C is requesting to purchase 12 2-way electronic communicators for the new Westlaco office from Refco in the amount of $14,606.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item G under the District Attorney's Office, although it is for Hidalgo County, A is requesting approval of interlocal cooperation agreements for turnkey autopsy and medical examiner services subject to final review as to form by the Hidalgo County DA Civil Section with Cameron and Nueces counties.
Move for approval.
Second.
Have a motion second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Item B is requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements under Texas Local Government Code 262-24A 1 and 2 is attached herein.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Item C is ratification of the executed letter agreement between Hidalgo and Nueces counties for limited medical examiner services.
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Item 2 is A, discussion, consideration, an action to approve a necessary CARES Act relief fund expenditure to cover costs not accounted for in the current budget and cannot be lawfully funded by line item allotment or allocation for the Hidalgo County DA's office furniture purchase in order to implement the distancing measures addressing the ongoing COVID public health emergency. The court, having reviewed the agenda item briefing, herein finds that such expenditure is reasonable and necessary for the intended use.
So
Move
moved.
for second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Item B is requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements under Texas Local Government Code 262-024A 1 and 2 as attached herein.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Item C is requesting approval to purchase office cubicles from Gateway through the county's membership and participation with Omni Cooperative Purchasing Program under contract number is posted in the total amount of $73,607.86.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Item D is requesting approval to purchase office furniture from Gateway through the county's membership with Omnia Cooperative Program under contract as posted for the DA in the amount of $12,850.38. This is a non-CARES Act relief fund purchase.
Move for approval.
Second.
Have a motion second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item H, countywide, this is presentation award for award and contract to sole qualified vendor meeting all specifications for bulk gasoline on or off highway diesel fuel and related miscellaneous products with Argendegi Oil Company Limited. I recommend approval.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
That's what I have for the moment until you come back on the other issue. Thank you.
Thank you.
Judge, Commissioners, with your permission, item 24A 1 and 2, there's no action to be taken this week. I will go to turn to item 24B. We have Ms. Oran on the line or on our Zoom call. It's presentation of the 2020 Hidalgo County Library System Report. Ms. Oran?
Good afternoon, Judge Cortez and Commissioners. My name is Kate Horan. I'm the Library Director for McAllen Public Library and your county librarian. I'm here to give a report on our e-library. Since its launch in August of 2017, usage has skyrocketed, especially during the COVID period. Checkouts increased more than 23% and registered users increased by 65% in 2019, with an average of 100 new registered users each quarter. We currently have 21,647 titles in our e-library, with checkouts of 42,584 between the period of October 2019 and October 2020. Our e-library is promoted on our website, through social media, outreach events, and in-house requests and recommendations. And the ability to check out digital materials made a very positive difference in the lives of those who observed the order to shelter at home or who wanted to minimize outbound visits. We currently have 7 of our locations open to the public, some with limited hours and services. Several may change their status after Election Day. We currently have 10 of our 13 libraries providing virtual programming and 10 providing curbside delivery service. Despite the pandemic, we did manage to offer virtual summer reading program with more than 2,000 registered youngsters in that program. Those of us who are open, we are cleaning high touch points, observing hand washing, staff PPE, and masks are required of all visitors for the duration of their stay at our libraries. We are also quarantining our return materials according to the REALM project, which is the Reopening Archives, Libraries, and Museums project, with 96 hours for books and 168 hours for DVD, CDs, and audiobooks. On behalf of HCLS, we're very grateful for considering our request for your continuous support of HCLS and our e-branch.
Thank you so very much for that report.
Thank you.
Also, let me just say thank you for also allowing us to use the McAllen Library for all our COVID testing that has occurred out there. Thank you for lending us your area.
Yes, ma'am. It was going on today as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kay. Next item.
Judge Commissioners, item 24C is approval to accept settlement check from Geico Insurance Company in the amount of $13,870.94, and this will settle an auto accident claim with one of our county vehicles.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Judge Commissioners, item 25, I'm going to ask to take item 25A, 1, B, and C after closed session.
Okay, then we'll move into closed session pursuant to Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code, sections 551.071, 551.072, 551.074, and 551.087 will be returned to closed session to discuss those items. Any action items to be taken will be taken in open session when we return. I have a motion to retire to closed session.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. It is now 3:40 p.m. 3:40 p.m. Yes.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Back from executive session is 5:24. We do have some action items to take. We'll start with item 22A.
Yes, sir. Under back in open session, yes, item 22A. 22A is CARES Act relief funds, discussion, consideration, and action to approve the amendment to master agreement between Hidalgo County and People Fund to include modification to Exhibit A, scope of work, and that will be, recommendation is subject to final legal approval.
For approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item B1 and
Under 23B1?
Yes.
Okay. A, discussion, consideration, and action to approve a necessary CARES Act relief fund expenditure to cover costs not accounted for in the current budget and cannot be lawfully funded by line item allotment or allocation for digital advertisement in order to assist with the ongoing COVID-19 public health emergency. The court, having reviewed the agenda item briefing, herein finds that such expenditure is reasonable and necessary for the intended use.
For approval.
Second.
I thought we made some discussions, some modifications to that, Josie. I mean, are we doing it correctly?
That's going to be on the third item.
Well, I thought we were taking off the other. All right.
Right. Yeah, the first one is just for approval to use the CARES Act funds.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion
Aye.
carried.
Item B is exemption from competitive bidding requirements pursuant to Texas Local Government Code 262-024A1 and 2 as posted on this agenda.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item C is requesting approval for digital and direct mail advertisement through AIM Media Texas Operating LLC for Public Affairs Division through requisition as posted for 22343 in the total amount of $95,224.85.
Ms. Josie?
I think, Commissioner, the recommendation is that you're going to approve digital and or direct mail advertisement in an amount not to exceed 95,000. And Marty, the direction is that there may be some changes to that.
Okay, we won't do anything until those changes are received.
Thank you.
So you need a motion to that effect.
Okay.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, that's all I have.
Judge, if I may go on to item 25, discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding A, county response to disaster health emergency, 1, CARES Act funds. There's no action to be taken this week. 25B, measures necessary to preserve public health and safety. There's been some action taken on the agenda already, so there's no action specifically to that one. 25B. And 25C, direction regarding county government operations, including but not limited to essential functions. Judge, again, as I've stated week after week, we continue to follow CDC recommended guidelines, social distancing, facial covering. We take every situation related to the pandemic on a case-by-case basis. And again, first and foremost, safety and the health, well-being of our residents when visiting county facilities is first and foremost, as well as our employees working in those facilities. And so with that being said, I will go to item 27A. There is no action to be taken. And 27B, there is no action to be taken. Item 28 under open session, coming out of closed session. 28A, there's no action to be taken. Real estate acquisition, appropriation for same. 28B, pending and or potential litigation, there's no action to be taken. 28C, discussion, consideration, possible action regarding response to public health emergency. Judge Commissioners, there's already been action taken by the court on previous agenda items. With this agenda, today's agenda. So there's no action to be taken there. 28D, claim of Rocio Juarez. Judge Commissioners, I would like settlement authority to make an offer in the amount of $8,553.38. And if the offer is accepted, Judge Commissioners, for the record, for the auditor's office, it would be made payable to Aguirre Law Group PLLC.
So move.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Judge Commissioners, there's no action. There's no need for closed session. Item 29, no action. Open session thereafter, no action. And I believe counselors, I believe we have covered all agenda items. And so we have adjournment, Judge Commissioners.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We are adjourned. As always, thank you.
Thank you.
for your work.
Everybody stay safe.